Welcome everybody to tonight's call. It's awesome to have you here. And before we get started, we got some new faces, so I'd love to figure out where you guys are calling in from. If you could just drop your city, your state, your country, wherever you're calling in from. And we are streaming on multiple platforms. So we're here on Zoom. Then we got our Facebook going, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, all these different platforms. So wherever you are, just drop in the comments below where it is you're calling in from. So we got, let me make sure that I can have this as, all right, cool. So Queensland, Australia, shout out to Australia, based in the US, but calling from Croatia. Awesome. Welcome, Croatia, Oregon, United States, Nashville, Tennessee. US is showing up today. London. Cheerio. Okay, awesome. Well, welcome everybody. So we got La Paz, Mexico, but it's from Los Angeles. Welcome, Marcos. Welcome to tonight's call. We got some awesome things to share with you. Some of you probably are here and you heard about us giving away some free flights to Dubai, also taking care of hotels. So I'm going to talk about that today. But the caveat is you have to wait till the end of the call. Okay, so I'm going to try to get through this information as quickly as possible and just give you a full overview of what we're creating here at Divinfi. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sam Hidja. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Divinfi. We're based in Dubai. We've been here for a little bit over a month now, and we're launching something that's never been done. And you'll see by the end of this call what I mean. I'm going to forget the camera's right here. So it's really exciting stuff. You know, we have an amazing team here. So shout out to Mr. Jamie, the CEO and the founder of this system, and Mr. Will, and all of the people that are in the background that are making magic happen here. You know, I just get the honor and the privilege to share this info with you guys and hopefully give you one little shift that gives you, I mean, even if you're not a part of what we're doing, hopefully it gives some value to your life. And so I get like I said, the honor and the privilege to share the info. So I'm going to get right into it. So if you don't know who I am and like my background, I've been in the industry of network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing, e-commerce, Forex trading, crypto trading, coaching, rental arbitrage. I've literally tried so many different things and I've made millions of dollars. I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money, upwards of 6 figures. I've been able to travel 25 different countries. Ultimately, I've been able to really create a lot for myself in the last 10, 12 years since I've been a quote unquote entrepreneur. And so what we have here is definitely different. And I'm sure for the people that are a part of it already, they can testify for this system. But I think by the end of this, you guys will be able to as well. So I want to welcome you to the biggest launch in history. And what our vision is here is to create an ecosystem that brings freedom to all 8 billion people here on Earth. And so that means financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, and most importantly, the emotional freedom to be able to sustain it and to, you know, really be feeling worthy, but not really just worthy, because those are belief systems. We operate from a level of knowing that you are worth itself. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment because, you know, I just shared with you guys that I've been in several different industries and, you know, I thought that making money was going to solve all my problems. I thought that being able to travel the world was going to solve my problems. But back in June 2023, I got a really big wake-up call. And I got to a point to where, you know, I was traveling all over Southeast Asia. I only worked maybe 5 or 6 hours in about 6, 7 months. And so I had like that, the freedom that we're looking for. I wasn't like ultra wealthy or whatever, but I had the freedom that I thought I was looking for. But it got to a point to where I was just going through so much inner turmoil, and I was really self-sabotaging myself, which some of you might relate with this, right? It's like you create something, you get to the highest levels of whatever it is that you're doing, and then you back yourself into a corner just so you can do it all over again. And then the cycle repeats over and over and over again. And so I remember being in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I was on my 48th floor of the penthouse I was staying in. And I was at the time was having like crazy anxiety, depression, panic attacks, like every day, suicidal thoughts. It got really dark really quick. And I was literally thinking about jumping off of the 48th floor. At the time I was married. It was definitely pretty difficult. And after that instance in Kuala Lumpur, I ended up going through a divorce. I ended up going to jail in Bali, Indonesia, for marijuana. I was actually a marijuana addict for over 12 years. I smoked it every single day for 12 years because I had to numb myself from feeling. I was also a sex addict. I was addicted to money and travel and people pleasing and validation. And so when I was in that jail in Bali, Indonesia, I stayed there for 6 days, ended up going to a rehab facility for 17 days. And after getting out and after paying them $50,000 US, I got a call from this gentleman next to me. His name is Jamie Divine. I don't know if you guys can see him. I don't think so, but um so he gives me we start talking and he's like, bro, you need to come to the Philippines, because I'm at that point I'm thinking like, yo, like I should go back to Thailand. I was traveling all over Southeast Asia at the time, and he's like, no, come to the Philippines. So I end up going to the Philippines and I meet this guy in person. His name is Don Smith. And so Don is someone you can't really put into words. He's an enigma, and he had been creating a transformational program for the last 44 years. And he had been working with the elite of the elite. And he was actually like, Jamie was traveling all over the world with him for the last 4 years prior to that. I think they hit like 170 cities together and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And so um, Don, before going on this world tour with Jamie, was working with the elite of the elite. I'm talking billionaires. I'm talking, 15, or he worked with several different athletes in 15 different sports. He's worked with, for example, Pat Riley, the head coach of the Miami Heat. He's worked with Al Gore, the ex-vice president of the United States. These are his clients, right? And some of these guys paid him $1 million for a one-on-one session, and some people paid him upwards of six figures, like 125 grand, to do a group session with Don. And the reason why it was so valuable is because Don had figured out a way. He's pieced this over the last 44 years on how to remove and how to get to the very first moment in time where you and I, and really 99.999% of the world, created this self-sabotaging program and started to play small, where we stopped stepping into our true, authentic, infinite self, because that is who we are. And so I'll give you a little bit more of I'll paint the picture for you a little bit more of what he does. And so some of you may have seen this chart before. It was created by a guy named Dr. David Robert Hawkins. And so Dr. Hawkins, in his book, Power versus Force, he created this chart. And this chart essentially says that every single emotion that you and I experience is on a level of consciousness. Okay, so at the very bottom of the chart is shame, which is the 20 consciousness. And at the very top of the chart is enlightenment, which is 700 to 1,000. And then there's all the different emotions in between, like fear is at 100, courage is 200, and enlightenment is at 700 to 1,000. So for reference, a guy named Hitler, which we all know what he did, he was operating from a level of 50 consciousness. Okay, courage is 200, and 80% of the entire world's population is actually underneath this level. And the great teachers of the world, whether Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, all of them actually were operating on this level of 700 to 1,000, which is enlightenment. Okay, and so that's what they were teaching. They were teaching that you and I's natural state was enlightenment. That is your natural state. And what is enlightenment? It's your true self. It's your authentic nature. Okay. And so the reason why we're not operating at this level is because there was one time in your life before the age of 7, anywhere from 0 in your mother's womb all the way to 7 years of age, something happened where there was an energetic shock, which kept you playing small, which kept you self-sabotaging. Okay. And this moment is like an energetic anchor. So I want you to imagine that you're at the very bottom of the ocean and you have an anchor connected to you. Okay, and you're trying to swim to the surface of the ocean. So you're able to swim maybe 20%, then it brings you down. Then maybe you swim 30%, and then it brings you down. You're always trying to get to the top, but you can't because you have this energetic anchor holding you back in your consciousness. So what does Don do? He simply gets rid of this energetic anchor so you can float to the top, which is your natural state. And the reason why this is such an important part of what we're creating here is because our system is composed of 2 different parts. So there's a consciousness part, and then there's the currency part. Okay, so the reason why this is so important is because we can give you the currency. We can show you how to create a massive income, but if you don't have the consciousness side of things, guess what? You're gonna ruin it every single time. Okay, so Dawn has 2 classes a week. Okay, and so it's Tuesdays for new clients, Thursdays for people that have already done it. And like some of you are like, oh, this might be like something that I've done in the past. Let me tell you something. I've done so much personal development. I've read thousands of books. I've listened to thousands of audiobooks. I've done transformational work and leadership workshops and plant medicine and really all of these different things, energy work, breath work, all of these things. And none of them were actually able to be as powerful as what Dawn does. This is like next level. Like I said, there's billionaires that have worked with Dawn. And just to drill this into you, how powerful this is. There is this billionaire, his name is Tim. Okay. He's obviously gone to the highest levels in life. He had multi-billions. That's how much he was worth in currency. And so he had a private jet. He hadn't flown in over 6 months. He was going through a divorce. He was addicted to gambling, drugs, food, alcohol, and sex. So he had all the addictions. And after doing a 2-hour session with Dawn, all of it was completely gone. So that's how powerful this is, right? And so this is the first side. This is the consciousness side of our system. Now, the second part is the currency side, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. And so whenever you join Divinfi, you're not just joining a company, you're joining a community that's dedicated to your mutual success and your ultimate empowerment. So let's talk about the currency side. So right now, in today's day and age, we all are aware about, for example, AI. ChatGPT is a really good example. So a lot of these business owners are utilizing ChatGPT to automate their workflows and all these different things, right? And, nowadays also another example of AI would be like, for example, Tesla. Tesla utilizes AI and AR to allow people like you and I to take our hands off of the wheel and let the car drive on its own. So the question is why don't we take our hands off and allow AI to grow our bank account hands-free? So that's what Apollo does, actually. It's a legitimate AI with machine learning, meaning it only gets better over time, and it connects into your cryptocurrency wallet. Just an API, it's just a connection where they're able to see the funds, trade the funds, but they cannot withdraw the funds. And it's doing 20 to 50% completely hands-free. So the minimum deposit with Apollo is $1,000. So let's say you did 20% hands-free on $1,000 account. That would mean that you would profit $200 off of the 20% profit. So the caveat is you're splitting your profits with the developer. So let's say you had $1,000, it grew 20%. So that's $200. You would split the 200 with the developer. 100 would go to you. 100 would go to the developer. Let's say you did 50% on $1,000 account. 250 would go to you. 250 would go to the developer. And so you can withdraw that yourself, and you can withdraw the funds at any time. You have complete control, or you can allow it to compound. And so I'll talk about that here next and what the power of compounding can actually do for you. And just to note that past performances are not indicative of future results. What we've seen is it's doing really an average of about 28% per month. But for example, in the last 3 weeks, it's done 51%, so it could do less than 20, it could do more than 50. It just really depends on the AI and whatnot, and just what happens. Like, there's no guarantees, of course. If someone tells you there's a guarantee of like 1% or 4% or 5% a day, you should definitely run away. So let's talk about compounding. So I'm going to show you what compounding can do for you, and how it's probably one of the best things that you should do right now, because especially with the state of the world and where the world is right now, having a savings account is probably one of the worst things that you could do, right? The US dollar is losing like what, 1% a month. So in one year, you're losing about 12%. So let me show you something that's gonna blow your mind. So let's say you started with the minimum $1,000 invested at 10% growth per month, because half of 20% would be 10%, right? And you compounded it for 5 years. Okay. So just take a look. So let's say you started with 1,000. After 8 months, you would have doubled your account. So you'd go from 1,000 to 2,000 within 8 months. And after 5 years, your account would grow. If you compounded it, it would go to $304,481.64. And this is just at 10%. So this is not talking about 20% or 50%. And so we just never know how that's going to grow. But just at 10%, you would have $304,481.64. Pretty awesome. Okay, so compounding is just one of those things that really just makes sense to me. Your money right now, if you have it in a savings account, is literally losing value, right? Like I said, the US dollar, which every other currency is pegged to, is losing 1% a month. So from month to month to month, you're losing value just having and stacking your money in the savings account. So even if they're giving you 1% a year, that's barely offsetting 1% the month, right? And so Albert Einstein says it really beautifully. He says compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So definitely utilize compound interest. And if you don't want to use Apollo, that's fine. Just find something that at least at the minimum is allowing you to do at least 1% to offset inflation. Okay. And we're talking about, 10% a month. Pretty awesome. So let's talk about being an entrepreneur and an investor. So this guy right here, his name is Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote a couple of books. The second book he wrote was called The Cash Flow Quadrant. And so he talks about the different quadrants and how you can earn an income. The first way is by becoming an employee. So you get a JOB, which just stands for just over broke, because you're working and you're living off of paycheck to paycheck. A lot of the times you have a lot more month at the end of the money And so we are encouraging people to really move through from the left side of the quadrants to the right side. So as an employee, you have a job, you work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. If you're self-employed, meaning you have a business, whether it's a smoothie shop, whether it is a appliance store or whatever, you might not have a job, but you own a job because you're the lifeblood of the business, right? You like if you're not there and if you're not managing your employees, your business dies. And this is where I was over 12 years ago before I got into the right side of the quadrant. I was buying and selling cars. I had like a couple of employees, like a secretary. I had some people that were taking the cars to the ports, and we were actually exporting them to places like Saudi Arabia and Dubai and so on and so forth. I was able to earn six figures at the age of 18, but I was working 80 hours a week. I had no time freedom, no location freedom. So when I got introduced to this industry, things really shifted for me. I started to be able to just travel the world and money was just coming in no matter what. And, I started to finally get a taste of what freedom felt like. And so, as a big business owner, you have systems, right? You have systems, and a system is just an acronym that stands for saving you some time, energy, and money. And so this is where you start to leverage, right? You leverage other people's time as a big business owner, and as an investor, you're leveraging your money. You're leveraging your money to make you more money. So the goal is to go from the left side to the right side. Okay, so let's take, for example, Elon Musk. Let's just say he has 10,000 employees. Everyone on this call, everyone on Earth has 24 hours in a day. Okay, so if you take, his 10,000 employees, they have 24 hours. Let's just say they work 8 hours. So if they work 8 hours, 8 times 10,000, that's 80,000 man hours that Elon Musk is able to leverage. And that's why he's a billionaire, and that's why his employees are thousandaires. So the question is how can you either, number one, create a system which takes a lot of overhead, or become a part of a system which we've created a system for you and get that same leverage. Okay, now the next logical step after being a business owner, after you have cash flow coming in, is to have your money work for you and you become an investor. Back in the day, I had a mentor from Singapore and he ran a hedge fund. They were managing billions of dollars. And I asked him to teach me how to invest in the Forex markets and all these things. And he said, hey, like, I'll teach you, but you need to have minimum $100,000 to become a quote unquote investor. So I'm like, okay, I got to get to work. He said, because you got to be willing to risk that money, because an investment, there's always risk. So nowadays with technology, you don't necessarily have to have that kind of money. But with cryptocurrencies and all these things, like it's more viable nowadays to become an investor. And so with Apollo, you can get started with a minimum of $1,000, which is 1% of what it used to take. So, like I said, there's two types of people. There's the 95% that use active income, and then there's the 5% which get paid off of passive income. These are the financially free people, and so the goal is to shift from here to here. And so if you want to get started with our membership, it's really simple. So you get Don's process, which, like I said, people have paid him $1 million to literally do the process. I think it's priceless. And Apollo, the minimum to use Apollo was 100,000, but for you being a part of our community, you get it for only a minimum of $1,000 deposit. So the Freedom Pack is our only package. It's a one-time fee of $149 startup, and then $99 per month. Okay, so it's only $99 per month. And let's say you use Don's process, you use Apollo, the AI, and you refer 3 people because you're getting such good results. You refer 3 people, your membership is completely free. So you don't want to pay a membership fee, just refer 3 and yours is free. Very simple. Now, we're going to talk about the partnership program and how you can actually create a big business and get paid residual income. And the beautiful thing here is in Divinfi, we actually have an amazing compensation plan. I believe the best one in the industry because we really like, for example, like I'm stepping down from my corporate role, Jamie's stepping down from his corporate role. So our whole way that we're going to earn income is by actually building the network, just like you guys. The network marketing industry is one of those, it's the most powerful way that I've seen, and it's the most fair way. And if you don't know what network marketing is, it is instead of utilizing the traditional marketing methods of, for example, billboards and advertisements and commercials and all these different things, what we do is we do word of mouth marketing, and we just share the good word by spreading it to people that can utilize it, right? So it's really simple. There's an infinite income potential, meaning you can get paid anywhere from $100 a month all the way to $4 million a month. So it really is infinite income. When someone hits the $4 million a month rank, we'll probably open up some more, but that's where we have right now. You also get paid weekly residual income. And so residual income is one of those things that will change your life forever. I mean, imagine spending time with your kids or being on a vacation or doing whatever it is that you like to do, whether it's a gym or, go out to dinner with your friends and still getting paid, right? It's one of those things that changed my life forever. And there's a couple of ways that you can actually earn residual income. I'll give you one example. So the most traditional way would be real estate. I have a corporate leasing company. We get paid off of people's reservations and all this stuff. We have a system, but that would be even more, I would say, innovative. Let's talk about traditional real estate. Okay, so traditional real estate would be, let's say you bought a house, let's say Dallas, Texas, or Nashville, Tennessee, or Oregon, or whatever, somewhere in the US. It would take you about $250,000 just to purchase that home. Let's say your mortgage was $1,500 a month. You had to find a long-term renter to rent your house out for $2,000. Now you're making $500 in residual income every single month. But it took you $250,000 to create $500 in residual income. I'm going to show you a way where you can actually do it way easier and way simpler in just a moment. Now, there are no qualifications or experience needed. And so it does not matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter how great your results were. It doesn't matter if you went to the most prestigious college. It does not matter if you went to Yale University or you went to jail. It doesn't matter. Okay, I've been to jail. Not proud of it, but it's just something that's happened. I was a reckless kid and didn't like authority. And so, I was also the kid that didn't really do well in school. I slept 7 out of 8 periods every single day, or I was a kid that was talking, right? They said I had ADHD. I have to agree because the dude had dreams. Okay, so and then I went to college, dropped out of college in my second year just because I really believe that you have to listen to someone that has what you want. Like that is one of the biggest things. Like if you listen to someone that doesn't have the lifestyle you want, it doesn't have the results you want, then really there's no point, right? And so my teacher at the time, she was my business teacher, trying to teach me how to build a business. And she was a teacher, and she had I believe it was like a bake shop. She would bake things. And in total, I asked her one day because I wanted to know. She's like, Miss, like how much do you earn per year? And she said, I earn $50,000 per year. And literally that same day I walked out. I never came back because I was like, I wanted to earn $50,000 a month. I'm like, how is she going to teach me when she's earning that in a year? And so very shortly after, I ended up meeting some mentors. They got the right information in my hands, and my life has never been the same since. And the last thing is that there's team building incentives here. So you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. You have a whole community that's here to help you with wherever you want to go, right? They're here for your success. And we're a community. We're here to help one another with our goals. So let's talk about the partnership program and how you can build a business, whether part-time, full-time, or if you want to be like Tui on this call or Chris or any of the other leaders, you want to go big time. Okay, so if you want to go big time and you're excited and you want to learn how to create a global business, right? We're actually in 15 different countries and we're not even launched yet. We're still in pre-launch. We just got into Fiji today. Shout out to Mr. Tui. I think you guys are in what's up, DJ? So I believe the Australia team is in a couple of countries themselves. The company itself is right now in 15 countries. So we're in the Philippines, we're in New Zealand, we're in Greece and Australia and UK, we're in Austria and the US and Mexico and Canada and all these different countries, but we didn't have to go there. So if you want to build a global business and you want to get paid residual income and you're excited, give me your favorite emoji in the chat below. I'm going to talk about this and show you guys how you can earn income no matter where you are and be able to do the things that you truly love, whether that's give back to your homeland. I keep on bringing up Tui because he's just been an awesome example, but he wants to go and help people in his homeland of Fiji and Tonga. Same thing for me. I want to help people all over the world. I'm a Palestinian American. You guys know what's going on in Palestine. So that's a really big thing for me. I want to give back to them. And I also want to give back to all of humanity in general. And so that's why we created this whole system, is to help the whole world. So if you're excited, give me some emojis in the chat. I want to see. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the plan, and if you have any questions, drop it in the chat below. I'm going to answer all the questions at the very end, and I'm also going to talk about the promotions that we have on how you're going to be able to qualify for either. I mean, we actually have 3 promotions, so just stay tuned. I'll talk about them here in just a moment. So if you want to hit the rank of inviter, let me take a step back. Okay, so there's a couple of qualifications. So here's a rank name. This would be like your corporate role. You have your network size. This is your network, the total amount of people in your network, because it doesn't matter what business you're building. It's all about creating a network of clients. Okay, it's all about creating a network of clients. Now, there's the personal referrals. This means the people that you personally refer to the system. And then there's 3 ways that you get paid, and then a 4th bonus way, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. So the first way is the weekly payout. This is what you would get paid. This would be your residual income every single Friday. Okay. Then there's a one-time rank bonus. This is the rank bonus. It's just a little bonus that you get one time, which gets paid out at the end of the month. And then we have our direct bonus, which is you normally would get $50 for every single person that you referred. Okay. $50 for every single person you referred. We decided to double it up. Okay. So if you bring someone in, instead of 50, you're going to get $100 per direct referral. Pretty awesome. Okay. Now, if you're going to hit inviter, the way you get there is, let's say you need 2 personal referrals, one on your left team, one on your right team. You only have 2 teams. So let's say it's your mom and your dad. And then let's say your dad, he's getting excited because of Dawn's transformation or Apollo. He refers someone in. And now you have 2 on your left, 1 on your right, or 2 on your right and 1 on your left. Doesn't matter either way. And you're getting paid $25 a week, which is $100 a month. And then you're also getting the direct bonus. So that's another $200 that you get from the personal referrals. Awesome. Okay, next rank. So the next rank, and the way that you get here, is you would teach your mom and your dad how to refer and get 2 each. Okay, and once you had a total of 4 on your left, 4 on your right, you still only needed 1 in each team. You would be getting paid $50 a week which is $200 a month. And then you're getting a one-time bonus just for hitting the rank of $200 one time. Okay, pretty awesome. Now, connector 500, you would continue to you only needed two, right? So your mom and your dad, you taught them how to do what you did, and then they teach their people how to do what they did. And once you have a total of 10 on your left, 10 on your right, you're now a connector 500. Congratulations. You're now getting paid $125 a week, which is $500 a month. And then you're getting a one-time bonus of $500. Amazing. So I want you to think about what I said earlier. We said that if you wanted to hit $500 in residual income in the traditional model, you would need to leverage $250,000 for a home, right? And that doesn't even cover the times where you need to fix up the roof, where you need to fix the toilet, someone broke in, all of these different costs. Here, all you need to do is teach them how to do the same thing, and so on and so forth, and you're already making $500 a month, plus a one-time bonus of 500. And if you didn't have money to throw into Apollo, well, here's the solution. Get to connector 500, 500 from the weekly payouts, right? 125 times 4 is 500, plus you get a one-time bonus of $500. That's $1,000 right there. You throw it into Apollo, now you're compounding your money, and you're also leveraging and you're creating residual income with the plan. And I want to shout out Mr. Tui. He just hit connector 500 today. Woohoo! Awesome job, Tui. He's only been doing this for less than a month, and he's already hit connector 500, our first 500 out of Australia. So I'm sure 900 is right around the corner. And so if you want to know how he did it, it's him showing up to these calls every single day, leveraging the systems, plugging into the system. The system just, it helps you save yourself some time, energy, and money. That's what it stands for. And that's literally what he's done. He showed up every day to these calls. We do them twice a day. And then he's worked with us. We did a call with his team yesterday. We're going to have another call tomorrow. So he's coachable, and he did Don's program. That's a huge bonus as to why. I would say that's probably the main thing, actually, right? Because now you're no longer operating from this paradigm of scarcity, and you know that, hey, you just got to show up as your authentic self, and things start to come to you. And so once again, shout out to you, Tui. Great work, great job. And I'm sure you're going to have a lot more people on your team crush that rank and beyond. And so if you want to hit connector 900, same thing. You only need two, one on your left, one on your right. And once you have a total of 20 on your right team, 20 on your left team total, right? You only needed two out of the 40. So you did what? 2% of the work. Now you're earning $225 a week, and then you get a one-time bonus of $900. Awesome. Now, the one thing that changes here at connector 1500 is that you now need two on your left team that you bring in personally and two on your right team that you bring in personally. So that's four. So let's say it's your mom and your dad, and then it's your brother and your sister. And now out of those four, they need to turn into 40 on your left, 40 on your right. Okay. And you're getting paid $375 a week, which is $1,500 a month, and then $1,500 one-time bonus. Awesome. Same thing over and over and over again. And to keep it simple, right, it's just getting to this rank right here, which is inviter, focusing on your two, and just duplicating what you did to your people. That's all it really is. That's all you have to do. Now, like I said, you can go part-time. You can earn yourself an extra $500 a month. You can go full-time where you're earning yourself $9,000 a month, or you can go big time where you're earning yourself $100,000 a month. And so we have a place for all of you guys. And so the fourth way you get paid in this ecosystem is that we give you something called the global pool bonus, where we take all the global sales and we take 1% of all the sales and we put them in a pool. And so at speaker 25K, you're already earning $25,000 a month. You get 1% of, or no, I'm sorry, you get one share out of however many shares there are in the global pool. So let's say there's 10 shares, and let's say there's $1 million in the pool. So if you got 1 out of 10, there's $1 million, you get an extra $100,000 extra on top of whatever else you're earning. Okay, now the second time you get another share, it'd be a master 750K. So you'd get, let's say, 2 shares out of 10, and there's $1 million, you'd get an extra 200,000 on top of the $750,000 that you're already earning. And so maybe some of you are like, dude, I don't know if I could do this. This seems a little bit, out of my comfort zone. Number one, that's why we highly, highly recommend doing Don's process, because this is going to help you step into your true infinite self. And really nothing's impossible when you're operating from that state. Number one. Number two, you just gotta follow and plug into the system. I'll give you an example. So 8 years ago, I was building a company that had nowhere near as good products, and the buy-in was like 6 times more. So it was over $600 when you included tax. And so I had a girl, her name was Tiffany. She was a waitress at 21 years. She was earning less than $2,000 a month. And she joined because she knew that she had to do something different, because everything that she had done until that point got her to where she was. So she's like, I know I need to do something different. And she joined. She started to see the vision, because she had came and she met the whole team and everything. She saw what we were doing. And so she's like, the one thing is, Sam, is I'm pretty introverted. She was kind of shy. And so I told her, look, all you have to do is just become a master inviter. The person that shows the plan the most is going to get paid the most. And so she took that to heart. All she did was invite to our local Starbucks meetings and to our Zoom calls, because Zoom wasn't that big back then. And so after 3 months, she went from earning $2,000 a month at her waitressing job to earning over $15,000 every single month. Okay, her mom did the same thing. Her mom was working at a warehouse. She went from earning whatever she was earning to over $10,000 a month. Her uncle, same thing. He was working at Chase Bank. He went from earning whatever he was earning to over $10,000 a month. And the kicker is, they never did a single presentation for over 9 months. So all you have to do is educate people, invite them to these calls. We have 2 calls a day, minimum. Like yesterday I did probably 5 or 6 calls, right? So all you got to do is bring them into the system, allow the system to work for you, and you'll start to see your team growing and your income growing along with it. So now I'm gonna talk about, right now we're at pre-launch, right? We're in pre-launch, we're at a ground floor. And so when it comes to business, it's always about timing, and I'll give you an example. Let's say that you had a time machine and you went back in time to when Apple was launching and you purchased their stock. You put $1,000, $10,000 into their stock. Fast forward to today, they're the #1 company in the world, worth over $3 trillion. Guess what? You'd be a multi-millionaire. And that's exactly the opportunity that you have right now with Divinfi. So timing is super, super important. You want to be at the very beginning of something that's going to be, I believe, a $1 trillion ecosystem. And so get in where you fit in. And Divinfi is more than just a financial system. It's a movement towards financial freedom and personal empowerment. If you're ready to get started, what you need to do is get back to the person that invited you to this call. Ask them for their unique link. That way they get credit. Okay. And if you're ready to get started, we have a whole onboarding process. We'll make sure that we get you plugged in to Don's process and also to Apollo. Just make sure that you get back to the person that invited you. And let's talk about some promotions. So the first promotion was the double up bonus. So that's going to run until we're done with pre-launch. We have a new back office that is being launched. It's going to be very, very well done. Next level. We got some big players working on that right now. And so once that's done, we'll be officially launched. So we'll keep you posted, but it's probably the next 3, 4, 5 weeks max. And so take advantage of the double up bonus. And then we have our second promotion. And so this is going to run until August the 18th. And so if you come in and you refer 10 people directly, we're going to give you a brand new GoPro. And if you bring 20 directly, we're going to give you a brand new iPhone. And if you bring 30 people directly, we're going to give you a brand new MacBook. Okay, pretty awesome. Does not matter if we have 100 people that hit this, we're going to give away 100 MacBooks. Okay, I hope you guys take advantage of that and you win some cool prizes. I know I'm going for the MacBook myself. And the third promotion and the last promotion is what you guys are probably waiting for. It's a way for you to get a free flight or free hotel plus flight plus access to our VIP event to Dubai. And so if you hit the rank of connector 1500, we're giving away 3-day, 2-night stay at the hotel where we're having our very first event here in Dubai. It's going to be mid-October. By that time, it's going to be really nice weather. Right now, it's scorching hot. It's like hell outside, so don't recommend coming right now. And we have our all-inclusive flights. So it's the flight, the hotel, and then VIP access to our event for all that hit the rank of Connector 3000. So if you hit Connector 3000 before August 18th, we're going to pay for your flight, your hotel, and then you get VIP access to the event completely on us. Doesn't matter if there's 100 people, everyone has an equal chance to make it here. And so I really hope that we get to see you guys. You get to see us and experience Dubai and the whole team and what we have going on here. And if you want to stay connected with all things Divinfi, scan this QR code. This is where we'll update you guys and everything that we're working on. We have our Telegram. We have Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of the different social media platforms. I suggest Telegram and Facebook and Instagram. Those are probably the best right now. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open it up for questions so we can make sure that you have all of the answers to your questions and see how we can fill the gap. So Lisa, I want to invite some people on a call. When is your next call? So we have 2 calls every single day. One is at 5 a.m. Dubai time, which I believe is 6 p.m. Pacific, or I think that would be 9 p.m. Eastern, or 9 p.m. Eastern. And then we have another call, same time as today, 7 p.m. Dubai time, which would be, I think that's 10. I believe that's 10 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern. And so what I would suggest, like I said, is joining the Telegram group. Let me drop that actually in the chat below. We update everyone. We send out links every single day. Let's see. All chats. Divinfi. Okay. I'm going to drop the link below. I suggest everybody joins, and we'll keep you posted in there whenever we have our calls. Oh, wow, it's a big jug of water. 8 a.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. Is that what you're saying, Marcos? 8 a.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. Awesome. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Any questions? DJ, Tui, Lisa, Marcos, Chris, Michael. And anyone on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. Lisa. No, I'm good. I'm just ready to join. Woo, yeah. Let's go, Lisa. Okay, awesome. Well, it's great to see you all. If you need any support or anything, feel free to reach out, and we're here for you. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Dubai time, which is really a couple of hours. I think that's this evening for everyone in the US. And hope you guys have a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And infinite love, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Sam.
Very welcome, bro. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Cheers.